Namaste, my name is Tim Halloran. I am an astrologer at Rasa-lila Healing. If you go to www.rasa-lila-healing.com or click the link below, you can order a astrology, Reiki, or alternative healing session with us. So what is happening on April 9th, 2013? A whole lot. There's a lot going on still. If you've been waiting for that break, that time of rest, it's not quite here yet. And I'm going to tell you why. Tomorrow, Wednesday the 10th, we have a very potent new moon in Aries. It's happening at 5:35 a.m. and then it's going to move on to conjunct the Sun, then Mars, then Venus in Aries between 8 a.m. at noon. So what does all that mean? Well, if you haven't already noticed yet, 2013 is a big year of transformation. It is a year of learning what is working and what is not, and a lot of stuff is about to change. So what is happening in the month of April is initiating that change. This is a big period of initiation and change in a year of initiation and change. So right now is actually a very important time, and tomorrow is a fantastic opportunity to take advantage of it. So what else is going on? Well, last Saturday on the 6th, Venus conjunct Mars. It's still conjunct Mars. I talked a little bit about it in a report that I put out last week, but what we have here is the two divine lovers, Mars and Venus, and right now they are a couple. They're conjunct in Aries. So what kind of a couple is this? Is this the kind of couple that is holding hands and permanently happy and going on dates and buying ice cream? Maybe, but probably not. That's not how real relationships work, and especially not when you're dealing with Mars and Venus, which are sort of polarized opposite energies. So they are a couple right now, they are working together right now, but it may not be so smooth and easy sailing. What do I mean by that? Well, in a real working relationship, the true purpose is you actually bring up each other's shit. You help purify each other by letting the other person know what is working and what isn't. And it's not always the easiest, most carefree thing. It involves work, it involves some pain, and those are the things that cause tremendous growth and transformation. And that is what is happening right now with this Mars conjunct Venus. There's a lot of stuff being stirred up right now. And it does have to do a lot with the masculinity and the femininity. It does have to do with the past paradigm, the masculine-dominated paradigm, and the paradigm we're moving into. So a lot of questions are coming up, and some challenges might be causing us to think about what do we actually want right now. And it's going to boil down to, do we want to stay comfortable? Do we want to stay in our comfort zones and be happy and peaceful, or do we want to move ahead? In the paradigm we're moving out of, it's very masculine-oriented, it's very Mars-oriented. So what is Mars energy? Well, it's kind of selfish. It's kind of, I want what's best for me, I want to make me happy, and the rest of the world can take care of themselves. Here in America, that's sort of a motto of ours. We pride ourselves over the success of our own country and compete with other countries that are less fortunate. And this is capitalistic society we're talking about as well. It's very Leo, Mars, individual-oriented. It's all about individual success. So, with Mars coming into conjunction with Venus, which rules creativity, the arts, and love above all things, we are sort of being asked if we can balance our will and our individual self and our power with love and the other. And this is a big question that's coming up now with this new moon in Aries tomorrow on the 10th, because it's going to be a full moon on the 25th in Libra. So this moon is going to progress through the first sign, Aries, into the 7th sign, which is Libra. Aries is the individual self. It's ruled by Mars. It's power. It's what I want. And it's going to move until it becomes full in Libra, which is ruled by Venus and represents the other and love. So, the question is, should we sacrifice love for ourselves or sacrifice some of ourselves for love? The question is, what do you truly want? And ultimately, I think what we truly want is love. For to be in love is not to be, eternally peaceful or happy. So the idea of comfort, eternal peace and happiness, maybe that's not what we truly want, because actually that's kind of like flatlining. That's like a plateau. And there's no evolution in that, there's no learning in that, it's just beep. Nothing's really happening, I'm just in my comfort zone, no change, no growth. So, to be in love is not to be eternally peaceful or happy, for in love is the lover's quarrel, as well as the rest of the innumerable flavors and qualities that might be missed if we sacrifice ourselves for mere happiness. So maybe this is a time to get out of our comfort zone. Maybe this is a time of going the extra mile, putting in that last degree of work. We still have some work to do. We're not out of Aries yet. We're still initiating, we're still transforming, we're still getting our shit together. It's not going to be until the 15th through the 20th that the energy starts to shift into Taurus, where we'll finally be able to sit down and start chugging away, and it will be a little bit more calm and steady. But right now it's still very fiery and there's still all sorts of transformation happening. So take advantage of this new moon. Now's the time to get into your heart and find, what do I really want to do in life? What do I want to initiate? What do I want to be? And what ultimately do we want to be is in the service to love, in the service to the other person. Our individual self is perfectly fine. It is fine to have a very strong, passionate ego. But if it's going to be selfish, if it's going to be self-centered, and if we're going to refuse to leave our comfort zone, well, you can pretty much give up on the other. You can pretty much consider yourself isolated because no one likes an asshole. So, ultimately we're being asked right now, what do we want to do in service of the other? And if we can align ourselves that way, I think you will find that there is a very large wave carrying you forward at a very quick pace. So, sacrificing love for comfort and security, or moving forward, or taking the step forward, or growing. These are the challenges that are coming up right now. And it's not all easy stuff, this is also a big purging time. This is a time where we're clearing the old stuff out to make in with the new. This is a time where our old, maybe selfish habits are resurfacing, so that way we can acknowledge them, say, oh, this isn't really what I want. Get out of here. I want some more healthy habits to come in instead. So there might be some stuff boiling up. It might still be sort of discomforting, and it's simply because life is challenging us right now to get aligned with the movement towards the other, with the movement towards healing this planet. So really another thing that's happening right now is we're learning how to tame the beast. We're learning how to control some of our selfish desires and sense gratifications, which has a lot to do with Mars as well. And in the culture that we're in and the paradigm we're moving from, we have a lot of these selfish habits. And it is a time to recognize that maybe these things aren't what we truly want. Maybe these selfish habits aren't actually making us feel that great. And especially if you're a man, you certainly know that these things are very powerful urges sometimes. Mars is it's a phallic symbol. And it has a lot to do with the inner beast and these animalistic desires. So we really do have to learn how to tame and control this part of ourselves and use it in a positive, creative way, which is largely what this Mars conjunct Venus time is about using this powerful, warrior-like will and using it in a loving and creative way to transform this world into a beautiful place, a harmonious place. Now, the 13th through about the 23rd, Mars is going to come into conjunction with the Sun. So we're really going to be feeling this will, this power is going to be there. It's going to be here in the solar plexus. And we've got to learn how to transform that and evolve that energy up, move that energy up, so that way we're using our intellect, we're using our heart to channel that will, and it's not all getting bottled up in our lower half, in our animalistic senses. So it'll come into an exact conjunction on the 18th. This is another tremendous time to be using all of this fiery will to make changes, to initiate our own path, and to find what we truly want. And maybe even discover what we truly want. Discover who we truly are. So if you have any questions about that or would like to know more, we could offer you some assistance on our website, www.rasa-lila-healing.com. My name is Tim Halloran, wishing you the best and hoping that you will find your way. Namaste.